Oh my gosh. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, HO21 Love, and I'm here bringing you your NXT uh, August 5th, 2020 review. That ending was annoying, I would say. It wasn't an NXT ending, I would say. And for those who saw NXT, you know what I'm talking about, between Pat McAfee and Adam Cole at the end of the show when Undisputed Era faced Imperium in the main event for the tag team titles. Anyway, so I'll go over that. Nonetheless, it was a pretty solid, decent show, in my opinion. Um, we obviously got Rhea Ripley versus Dakota as well to determine who will face Io Shirai for the women's title at Takeover 30. We got update on Dexter Lumis and his ankle injury. Now it affects the ladder match. We also had the triple threat match between Damian Priest, Oney Lorcan, and the debuting Ridge Holland to determine who else goes to Takeover 30 in the ladder match. So we'll go over all that and more. But like I said, thank you for joining me. If you're new, and hi, I'm Ajo Two in Love, and I produce sports content as well as pro wrestling reviews. So if you like my content and like the review, like and subscribe. If you want for more, also click the bell for updates whenever I go up on YouTube. So with that, thank you, and let's get into the review, shall we? So the show started off in a good way. Rhea Ripley versus Dakota, number one contenders match for the NXT Women's Championship. Both women's momentum has been going in opposite directions. You know, Rhea Ripley, of course, ever since she lost to the android Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, her momentum has gone on a downward spiral. Now, Dakota's has not been so linear. It's been like going up and then comes a little down. And then it's almost like a tsunami wave in a sense. But this was a pretty good match at the end. So, Mercedes Martinez, a new member of the Robert Stone brand, came out when the referee was distracted. She hit big boot to Rhea Ripley, which stunned her and allowed Dakota to hit the GTK, the go to kick, for the win. I could have seen the match go either way, go Rhea Ripley, because you don't know with Dakota, because it always seems like they're pushing her, and then, like I said, they don't pull the plug. So Dakota gets the win. She deserves it, obviously, and I can't wait to see her face Io Shirai at Takeover. Should be fun. Afterwards, Rhea Ripley got attacked by Mercedes Martinez at the end of the match. So clearly, Rhea Ripley is still feuding with the Robert Stone brand. So it is what it is. We got a little video or footage of Shawn Michaels talking with Pat McAfee because Triple H invited Pat McAfee to the show. So there's that. And you knew with the Undisputed Era and Imperium going up later in the show that Pat McAfee was going to feature into it. So, Bronson Reed, who has been getting better every week, he has become one of my favorite things of NXT. Just his growth to where he was in against Dexter Lumis in the NXT Breakout Tournament to now. He's progressed along the way, and he's just gotten better and better. So Bronson Reed faced off against Shane Thorne. Of course, Shane Thorne, he's been with Brandon Veek teaming on the main roster from time to time. And then he took a little... we haven't seen much of him in a while. So this match is kind of short. Bronson Reed, he hit the Tsunami Splash for the win. Just builds on Reed's momentum into Takeover, into that ladder match. You can absolutely see him winning the ladder match and being a new North American champion. So we went from that to a short, I was skipping ahead a little bit on my notes. Legado del Fantasma, they were outside while Breezango were entering Full Sail, and that they kidnapped Breezango. So there was that. They attacked him, and then So then afterwards, we got an interview with the Robert Stone brand. You can sense a little bit of more seriousness. Obviously, with the addition of Mercedes Martinez. Obviously, it's better to see him more serious than Robert Stone getting his legs run over by Tank and him throwing up in the ring. So that was nice. So next we had Damian Priest versus Oney Lorcan versus Ridge Holland qualifier to see who goes to Takeover 30 to compete in the ladder match for the North American Championship. This is cool for what it was. Ridge Holland, I did not see. I probably saw a couple matches of his from NXT UK, but I didn't see a lot from him. He looked good for what it was in this match. His style for Damian Priest and Oney Lorcan, who just loves to fight. But yeah, this fun. You kind of knew who was going to win this match. But still it was fun. Was a tope really good tope by Oney onto both Holland and Priest in the middle match. Ridge Holland, like I said, was impressive. He hit a big clothesline on Lorcan at the end of the match. And then Priest hit a sit-out chokeslam on Holland, which took him out, and then he hit the Reckoning on Oney Lorcan for the win. Excuse me. Right outcome. Damian Priest, the last two Triple Threat matches happened so-and-so. You could say the underdog, the underdog and Bronson Reed won think we can agree. I wouldn't have said Lumis was the favorite, but it was definitely closer to odds when it comes to that match. So next we went from that to Keith Lee versus Cameron Grimes. This was, of course, after Keith Lee was interrupted by Cameron Grimes last week. So it was a good eye-sighting moonsault by Grimes. Obviously, we saw this match months ago in the midst of pandemic. Still, for the North American Championship, still this was okay for what it was. Grimes, he hit the collision course for a 2 count. But then Keith Lee at the end hit a big spear bomb for the win. Keith Lee obviously gets his momentum. Afterwards, it went black in the arena, and then Karrion Kross came on the Titantron, and he talked about how Keith Lee is the one with stroke around here, and he's done nothing in regards to a title match between them two. And it showed him beating up Danny Burch in the background. And then he said, TikTok. So this is cool. This is the problem with... This is my only problem with this match. That this match has been so thrusted because they are loving Karrion Kross and they want to throw the jetpack to give him the jetpack. I mean, he beat Tommaso Ciampa. He beat Bronson Reed. He beat Dijakovic. Other than that, he's beaten some jobbers here and there. And, I mean, it's not the gradual build we're used to in NXT. They just thrusted Kross. It's so hard to believe for me that he is a righteous #1 contender. And we're going to get the match. But it is what it is. So, afterwards, we had William Regal on Zoom. He announced that because of Dexter Lumis' ankle injury, that he will be pulled from the North American Championship ladder match, and that Johnny Gargano and Finn Balor have made cases to be in the ladder match, so he's giving basically second chances. So apparently it'll be Johnny Gargano versus Finn Balor in the 4th qualifier for the ladder match, and then Ridge Holland, because Damian Priest pinned Oney Lorcan. Ridge Holland, he will face who didn't get pinned or submitted in next week's triple threat match. So, I mean, it is what it is. I wish they kind of knew. Dexter Lumis, he was definitely a favorite. Going to be a favorite to win the match at Takeover. Probably would have won the match. I kind of wish that if they knew that, if they knew that Lumis had that injury, I kind of wish Thatcher would have won the match, but I mean, obviously things happen. So, unfortunately for Lumis, I hope he gets better ASAP. He's been arguably the best thing on NXT. So for that, just hope he gets better ASAP. Obviously, Johnny Gargano and Finn Balor both have second chances, and obviously Ridge Holland has a second chance against whomever doesn't get pinned or submitted next week. So cool for both of them. So come for that to Legado del Fantasma. They came out with a Bean Fandango, and he basically Escobar was talking about Lucha Libre and how the fans portray it, and talked about Isaiah Swerve Scott, how Scott's been calling him out and basically put him on notice. This is a match I bet we're going to get at TakeOver 30. Should be fun. Between Santos Escobar and Isaiah Swerve Scott for the Cruiserweight Championship. Like I said, should be fun and can't wait. So after that, we got an interview of Damian Priest in the parking lot talking about his win. He was asked about Lumis getting pulled from the match, and then Bronson Reed, he was in the background. He congratulated Damian Priest, and Priest walked over and said that whatever aspirations that Reed has of winning the championship are gone, and that if they're ready to fight, they're ready to anytime. So, was interesting. The two confirmed combatants in the ladder match so far, so should be good. Tegan Knox, she faced Indy Hartwell. Now, for this match, we had Pat McAfee on commentary with Tom Phillips and Mauro Ranallo and Beth Phoenix, who, of course, they still have not mentioned how they're still commentary. It's like Tom Phillips is there. Mauro Ranallo and Beth Phoenix, we hear them, but they're not there. So, but it is what it is. We got Pat McAfee there. He was on commentary for the short match between Tegan Knox and Indy Hartwell. This was short. Tegan Knox, she hit the shiniest wizard for the win. I mean, Knox, she's been floating around. Hartwell, she's kind of newbie to NXT. What better way to kind of get her affiliated than Tegan Knox and Shotzi Blackheart? So, is what it is. I'm not sure why this match had to take place. I rather they had left it off and they put more time into the Imperium Undisputed Era match, but it's whatever. So after that, we got the layout for next week. NXT, we had Kushida announced first is Cameron Grimes versus a mystery opponent. which is the last triple threat qualifier for the ladder match at Takeover. And obviously, currently taking Kushida to win. I think Kushida, he's been so vastly underrated in NXT. I think he's one of the guys that could use the North American Championship vastly. We haven't seen him really since the Cruiserweight Championship Round Robin tournament. So, is that who's the mandatory opponent? I'm not sure. Could be anybody. Could be. I'm not sure, but we know one of these guys will get a second chance versus Ridge Holland in the final qualifying match. So we also got confirmation of Damian Priest versus Bronson Reed. Should be good. And we also got Karen Cross versus Danny Burch next week. So pretty good lineup for next week. So we get to the main event. Imperium, Marcel Bartel, Fabian Eichner defending the tag team titles against Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish, and the returning Kyle O'Reilly. His first match in the pandemic era. There was rumors that he had a condition that he was diabetic, but or whatever the condition is, but yet he's grown that beard out, which makes him look a little different. So it's good to see Kyle O'Reilly back in NXT. The Undisputed Era, yes, it's still a still has been a trio, and yes, Kyle O'Reilly, excuse me, he has been through the Undisputed therapy and promos, but still, it's kind of filled an emptiness without Kyle, but good to see him back. Both these teams can tear the house down and the takeover. So, the story of the match, believe it or not, was not the competitors in the match. It was Adam Cole at ringside getting trash talking about him by Pat McAfee on commentary. And he was upsetting Beth Phoenix. I'm not sure if this was on purpose, but Beth Phoenix left the commentary because she was upset and wanted to Pat McAfee. I mean, that was such a main roster commentary move. How they're not talking about the match. They're mostly talking about Pat McAfee, Adam Cole. But this was a pretty decent match. There was a top rope splash and a heel hook by Kyle O'Reilly. Agner broke up the heel hook on Bartel with his springboard moonsault, which always looks good. And then at the end, it got... Well, Pat McAfee was confronted by Adam Cole. And then Adam Cole threw a bottle of water in Pat McAfee's face, and then he got crazy. And then we cut back into the ring. Imperium hit a European bomb on Bobby Fish for the win. They retained the titles. And afterwards, Pat McAfee and Adam Cole were talking trash to each other. They were being broken up by officials, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Adam Cole. He was being held down at a commentary table, and Pat McAfee, because he's a punter, he punted Adam Cole in the head, and he was forced out by officials. And that's how the show goes off the air. I don't want to rant, but at the same time, this was crap. I mean, of course, as you can see in the thumbnail, Pat McAfee and Adam Cole, this stupid storyline has overshadowed the main event. That's one. Two, we have 2 weeks until Takeover 30. Yet we still do not have a tag team title match. So I was also surprised that Imperium won because, well, I mean, the easy thing to do would be to have Undisputed Era win the match and then to give Imperium the rematch at Takeover. But that did not happen. Now, maybe they do a rematch because of the chaos that escalated between Pat McAfee and Adam Cole. But I mean, this was so un-NXT-like. I mean, just, I don't know what to say. I really don't. Pat McAfee and this crap should not be in NXT. But I know why it's in, because the ratings and AEW. That is why, because they want publicity, and it is just, I have no words. I have no words about it. So that was the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a decent show until the end. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed it. This review. We got the lineup for next week, and obviously, I'll be back Monday with another episode of Sports Overview, of topics, a lot, including my review of Bellator, because there's going to be a Bellator fight night tonight, along with talking about other sports topics, including as we get closer and closer to the NBA playoffs. But so, hope you guys enjoy this. Like and subscribe if you're new. Click on that bell. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you all back on Monday.